if you don't know how to get clients, you're going to constantly find yourself begging people and asking and not really knowing how to take your coaching business to the next level. And you really want to have a process, you want to have a system. And really more importantly, you want to put yourself in position to really help people. The biggest challenge I see with people is that they don't take the time to actually figure out and follow a process that works and that's repeatable over and over and over. So they're trying all of these different things. They're reading all of these different books and he's listening to the podcasts and the videos, but they don't have a solid and steady strategy that's going to allow them to take their coaching business to the next level. And I'm super excited because I'm getting ready to bring on one of my clients, Van Black, who really just been crushing the game, lighting it up. You know what I mean? You know, just getting clients. He's been able to cross a dozen clients just in a few, 3-4 short months. You know what I mean? And so I'm excited to be able to for you guys to be able to hear his story and really share what are some of the things that's been allowing him to get these clients so quickly, right? How have you been able to do these things? Because there's a lot of folks who they're working full-time jobs and they're like, yo, how can I balance this? You know what I mean? Like, how can I take the hours that I'm using for something else and, that I'm using in my business or that I'm using for my job, but how do I carve my time out in my day? So we'll touch upon that a little bit too. So I guess talk to everybody like, who do you help? What are you looking to help them achieve? And how did you even like know that this coaching business or industry was for you? Like, how did you even come across this and get interested in it?
Oh, dope. Nice question. All right. So I'll just start from the grip and then I'll eventually get straight to that. So I started out as a personal trainer, right? I always wanted to have a gym. I was like, all right, I'm gonna be a personal trainer. I want to have a gym to myself or whatever. So I became a certified personal trainer around 2016 and then realized all the people that I was training, I was coaching, for instance, and it wasn't just training them on their program. It was like on their life. So I was life coaching. I just didn't know that that's what I was doing because to me, it was like, I'm just giving them hints and advice about life. And then I had this strange epiphany, if you will, where it's like, okay, physical, mental, spiritual, physical, mental, spiritual, physical, mental, spiritual. I always heard it and we hear it a lot in the Marine Corps. So I was like, yo, this is what I do. So I told myself, I'm going to take an interest specifically into this physical, mental, spiritual, right? Those three things right there. Mentally, physically, spiritually. If any one of those is messed up, you're going to be messed up. So I jumped in. I was like, bro, you a coach. And people kept telling me like, hey, you know what? Have you ever thought about being a life coach? My background is in psychology, right? That's what all my degrees are in: psychology, occupational safety and health, human development. I aspire to be a mental health counselor. That's what I wanted to do. But then getting into this, I was like, all right, well, let me jump into the scene and see what life coaching is about. So I actually got certified, a neuro-linguistic practitioner. So I became a neuro-linguistic practitioner, master / certified life coach. And that's what jumped me into actually getting the business of life coach.
Love it, man.
Go ahead.
So now I was going to say, I love it. Right. So that's what kind of got you initially to say, okay, well, this is what I want to do. Right. Like I want to jump into and actually get this going. So I guess talk to like before. So then, at some point we got connected. Right. I guess talk to me before actually, moving into this program. What were some of the things that you were doing that you were really trying to figure out or you were having some challenges with before we started working together?
Are you familiar with the term? And I'm pretty sure everybody out there, right? Y'all familiar with the term chicken with his head cut off? I mean, period. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, to sum it all up, that's what I was doing, right? I knew what I was doing, but I didn't know how to do it, right? I know I have a gift. I'm blessed with a gift, but how can I take that gift and package it? How can I take that gift and put it to the people that needs it the most, right? How can I live through that gift? I didn't know how to do that because in layman's terms, it sounds easy, right? Oh man, I'm just going to be a coach. I'm just going to talk to people. That's it. Man, I was running around like a chicken with his head cut off. I was doing things, talking to everybody, no system, no process, nothing in place. If you was to call me and ask me, man, things was being made up on the fly. Like, I didn't take the time to sit down. Like, man, in the South we say, put the cart before the horse. That's exactly what I did. And in a sense, it was okay because it taught me something. I learned a lot from it, but I learned more once I connected with you in the PCS program.
So let's talk about that, right? So you went through, right? So you was really trying to figure out all these things. And by the way, that was me too. You know, you talking about a chicken. Imagine a chicken running around with his head cut off for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Like that was really me, right? Like trying to figure this thing out until I smartened up and say, you know what, I should probably rock with somebody who got the blueprint or been through this path already. So all right, so we ended up connecting, right? And so you know, I think a lot of folks, especially now since coaching and is people who helping you with the business, there's all these options out there. I guess talk to me about like what made you say, you know what, let me go ahead and move forward with the coaching. And I'm gonna be real, because there's a lot of folks out here that they want to do it, but they're afraid. Like they're afraid to say, you know what, let me put this money down, because a lot of times, you know, we get folks and then when they hear the price, it's like, oh my God, like, should I really do this? And all of a sudden they question themselves a lot. What made you really want to move forward with the investment as opposed to pull back or say, you know what, later, or, you know, a lot of us procrastinate, or we have intentions on doing it later and getting help later, but never get around to it. What made you say, you know what, yes, and go ahead and move forward to get help?
All right. So it's a two-part, right? One was the realization that I did not know everything. That was me coming to the realization, and I had to be serious with myself, right? So when I sat down and I had the conversation with myself, it's like, dude, you're about to leave security, right? Like you're about to leave financial security. You still have a good 10 years left in the Marine Corps. You can stick around and be set. Like I can retire and not have to do anything. But you're not ready to do that because you don't know where you're going. So having that realistic conversation with myself, I'm a fond believer in how can I be a coach without a coach? Like, how can I tell somebody, how can I talk to somebody and say, yo, you need a coach, you need X, Y, and Z. You need somebody that's going to help you fill in the blank spots, right? Kind of help navigate, if you will. But I don't have one. So thus the journey to find a coach. And that in itself, and now I'm pretty sure I'm going to speak to a lot of people's fears, right? To answer that question. That in itself was a journey, because you have to separate the real from the fake, right? You have to separate the people that's just trying to sell, because, dude, I'm telling you, like in my Instagram, it was always somebody with this. If you want to make high ticket premium sales, or if you want to high ticket coach, and that's all I heard every other day was high ticket premium coaching and stuff. It was even one cat that seemed very credible, sent me a link, and I'm gonna stop at that link. Like I told you, I never tell you the name, but I'm gonna stop at that. I stopped at that link like, yo, really? And you asking for this much? I'm good. I did pay for one. I won't say I did pay for one, and it was like the most expensive lesson I've ever had. So that kind of threw me off, right? I was like, all right, I'm not doing this no more, right? To be exact, it was a lot of expletives in there. I was like, yo, I'm not doing this no more. It is what it is. I'm gonna just figure it out. Start the LLC, figure it out myself. And then over the time, I stroll across your Instagram. I don't even think it was an ad. I don't know what it was, but I strolled across. I was like, you know what? It was Facebook, actually. I was going through Facebook, and I seen it. I was like, interested. Let's see what you're talking about. And then you hit me up. So what really got me into the program, man, I'm going to be honest with you, like I told you before, it was you. I wasn't, because I knew what I wanted to do, and I knew I needed a coach. I just didn't want to be sold, if that makes sense. Though I didn't want to be sold a program. I wanted to be able to connect. You know, a lot of people say, I want to be around like-minded individuals. I want to be around like-minded people. And then you get put in said organization or said thing, and then you realize I'm not around like-minded individuals, and I'm not around like-minded people. When I talked to you, I was like, all right, you know what? I feel comfortable, man. I feel good. You had that trust, like, and knowing. I didn't know you from yesterday, right? You know, so I was like, all right, I can rock with you. But what really, really got me is what, like, that conversation. I'll just leave it there, man. Me and you, when we talked, I entered the program because of you. I didn't enter the program because of what you was given. That's a bonus, right? I entered the program because of you.
Man, that's so powerful, man. And I'm glad that you shared that, because sometimes it's so many times I mean, we've spoken to thousands and thousands of coaches at this point, and I can tell you, man, like exactly what you said is so many times that coaches get stopped in a track because they feel like they have to have everything perfect. I need to know exactly what I'm going to give, exactly what I'm going to offer. I got to exactly have this thing done. Or I got to I want to give them a master class. I got to create the whole master class or the whole book before. And they try to have all these things so perfect that they never get started. When in actuality, like what you said, is they're really buying into you, right? You're going to be the person working. You're going to be the person connecting with them. You know what I mean?
That's it.